able to continue her education. Priscilla is alleged to have ended her life by hanging.
As I'm see by when I'm saying a mason when you're nine until when you're school. To one just get me by the one, but where's any ya? Honestly, me ban one pecasa. Oh, ya credit as one panel. Until yes, any me crum cause the Diaco, a china school. And yes, a young con, near Gongo, a beer and a woman befana. The acquired Madame say, computer, Madame Sinidine, amen. Enti wo ojina enye ti wonu wa pasa o se man ti menye school na me se adwo o de to bu ase o ma me ni bedie se bo busi akura magwa akobo the free education wan ko bia wo busi akura magwa akobo na me de wa ko school no Masima ni se woni sika be na me ago me se adwo le to bu ase ento mana ya di ba wan kana sam se bia wo kokuno yes, I dream beer about us. So, me banner Jimmy was a minister intro. Said, dear, your card you go far to work.
Her BECE results was not too encouraging, so she was not placed in any school when the student's placement was released. She has not been herself since then. Together with her father, we made efforts to get her a school, even if it will be a private one. We were, however, shocked when she committed suicide, despite the assurances we gave her.
Family and friends of the deceased were left in shock following the sad incident. Mami Dufie said she never observed any sign of loneliness or problem with her sister prior to the unfortunate incident.
Onche bibia se bia bibi hanana bibi teten hunkoto so nkwati baby din amamo na ho kra na se bibisa hu bisada.
She never showed any sign of having problems. She's always happy and glued to her phone, chatting. We never anticipated this tragic incident.
Head of Psychiatry Directorate at Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital, Dr. Ruth Owusu-Antwi, however, thinks the suicide may not be just because of the school placement.
It would be very surprising that it is just this lack of school placement that caused this child to die from suicide. I am sure there had been issues prior to this. And when things happen like this, they say that, oh, just school placement, if you didn't get, why do you have to kill yourself? This child might have been going through some other difficulties, and then this one comes to tip her off into deciding that I can't take it anymore. We need to let our what or the youth coming up understand that life is not all about ups. There are times there will be downs. You cannot get it all at the time you want it.
Meanwhile, the KNUST police has begun investigation on the matter, whilst the body has been deposited at the KNUST morgue awaiting autopsy. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3, Kumasi.
Quite a sad story then. Away from that, the Coalition of Civil Society Organizations Against Corruption has urged the former Auditor General Daniel Yao Domelevo to take action against the Audit Service Board and the Presidency for Administrative Injustice. This follows his retirement by President Akufo-Addo on March 3 after returning from a 167-day accumulated forced leave. Here's a report by Salom Amenya.
At a news conference in Accra, the CSOs Against Corruption insisted the Presidency and the Audit Service Board unfairly targeted and pushed out Auditor General Daniel Yao Domelevo. Director of Advocacy and Policy Engagement at the Center for Democratic Development CDD Ghana, Dr. Kuja Sante, said the President's action breaches Article 23 of the Constitution.
The coalition believes that the manner in which the questions regarding Mr. Domelevo's date of birth, which formed the recent basis for the President's letter, were not handled in accordance with the constitutional directive in Article 23, that administrative actions should be handled fairly, reasonably, and in compliance with the due process of law. the coordinated actions of the Office of the President and the Audit Service Board Chair on this matter further confirms our belief that Mr. Dumlovo has been unfairly targeted.
On March 3, a letter issued by the Office of the President retired Daniel Yao Dumlovo on grounds that he had attained the age of retirement, basing its decision on claims by the Audit Service Board. But the CSOs say the Audit Service Board has no authority under the laws of Ghana to determine his date of birth.
Based on the actions that have been taken, should the state believe that Mr. Dumlovo was born on 1st June 1960 because the Audit Service Board Chair has decided that this is the date that he prefers? Is that how dates of birth are determined in this country?
They want the former Auditor General to take action against the Audit Service Board and the Presidency for administrative injustice.
We also urge the Auditor General to take action against the Audit Service and the Presidency for administrative injustice. This is a matter that should definitely go to Shraj, because I think the Auditor General, for the interest of posterity, his own integrity, it's a matter that has to be established as a matter of law.
The coalition, together with US-based Ghanaian lawyer Professor Kweku Asari, filed 2 suits at the Supreme Court bordering on whether or not a president could exercise administrative authority over independent constitutional bodies. They are of the view the delay in hearing the 2 cases has allowed a grave breach of the Constitution to fester and called on the Apex Court to, as a matter of urgency, deal with the cases.
It is important for the Supreme Court to deal with these suits expeditiously to prevent any such action by a future president, in the interest of promoting good governance, constitutionalism, and public accountability.
They want citizens to speak up when such unfair treatment is meted out to individuals who try to do their jobs with integrity.
Meanwhile, the former Auditor General of Ghana, Yao Dumlovo, has thanked President Akufo-Addo for encouraging him to take up the job. At a Thanksgiving service in Accra, after his retirement from the public service, Yao Dumlovo revealed President Akufo-Addo called him soon after coming into office and encouraged him to take up the job.
John Dramani Mahama, who appointed me as the Auditor General of Ghana, I thank him for the opportunity to serve my motherland. I also like to thank His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for working with me. In fact, in 2016 when I was appointed and I was confused as to whether I should accept or reject, a call came through from Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. And after greeting me, he said, hold on for the president-elect. So Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo encouraged me and said, go and take the job. That's why I am very grateful to him. I am equally grateful to the board, the management and staff of the audit service. Some of them are here. And I must say, I'm very grateful to you and even to the whole public service. I must say to the anti-corruption CSOs or institutions fighting corruption, I am very grateful. If you fight corruption alone, you will not last. Corruption is one dangerous enemy you can't fight alone. And you can't fight quietly. If you fight corruption quietly, you will be finished in a minute. So they have been with me together with the press. In fact, the press, I'm very grateful to you. You have been a big support to me in all that has happened over the years.
You can't fight corruption alone and in silence. These are the words of Daniel Dumlovo. Away from that, a member of the 7th Parliament's Education Committee, Dr. Clement Park, wants the Ghana Education Service, GES, to withdraw textbooks it thinks contain falsehood and promote perceived prejudices against some ethnic groups and Nkrumahist. He blames the Ghana Education Service for poorly supervising a worded comprehension story in one of the textbooks for basic schools, which he said seems to stereotype ours as juju-loving people.
The controversy over textbooks and their published content seemed to have resurfaced following concerns raised by a Twitter post of Member of Parliament for South Dine, Roxy Nelson Dapamakbo. In it, he blames the Ghana Education Service for poorly supervising a worded comprehension story in one of the textbooks for basic schools, which he said seems to stereotype us as juju-loving people. And logically, it received swift backlash from a former member of the 7th Parliament's Education Committee, Dr. Clement Apak.
At least 2 issues have come to my attention. One textbook that seems to take a swipe in a derogatory way against members of Ghanaian community originating from the Volta region airways, where it is being suggested that implicitly they are always connected to juju, which is not usually seen in a positive light. The other one that has come to my attention also has to do with history again, which says that Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of our nation, was a dictator. In fact, there is yet another one that talks about leadership and seems to suggest that Ghana is led by the wrong persons. So we have an issue. But you see, I do not blame the publishers of the books. I blame NACA.
Unsure who had published the book, we set off to the Rollins Park in Accra to find out. We know there's a mad rush for these books as schools again have reopened. Now the schools have these books available on their list. They're giving them to parents. Now, we found a book, the A4 book. It's, let me see, the Golden Publishers book, English 4. And it's right here, okay? Let me just, and this is the one that is under controversy. It says, that's on page 17, A4 agreed and prepared juju for the players. And it's where the Member of Parliament for South Dine, Roxy Nelson Dapamakbo, is raising concerns about how this could create prejudice in the mind of young people who are being taught all these content right in schools. At bookshops in the area, we asked some educationists coming to buy stocks about what they think of the content under controversy.
If this thing went to NACA, like they said it is NACA approved, and that means that they saw everything and they approved it, then I'll have a big problem. Why should it be F4 and why should it be juju? If we shouldn't make problem out of this one, then they shouldn't also tell us that then the sentence should have been changed. It could have been F4 prepared banku for the children. That's okay. But why juju? You understand? That is the problem. If you put juju there, ask anybody on the street what is juju, and he will tell you that you are consulting Satan or this thing. And is this something that we want the children to? Already, if you come from the Volta region, there's this mindset about you that you people, you are into voodooism.
As the debate rages, the Ghana Education Service seems to suggest the concerns being raised by the MPs are overly exaggerated. Anthony Boateng is the Deputy Director General of the Ghana Education Service.
It does not necessarily mean some negativity is being placed on that particular tribe to which that person whose name was used is. We want to plead with Ghanaians. We need to be a little bit more sensitive to some of these things. It can create unnecessary tension within the country.
This is reprehensible. So let GES not try to downplay the import and the impact of what we are talking about, because we are talking about molding the minds of future generations. So if you begin to feed them this negativity, this stereotyping, and this falsehood about who we are, what our tribes are, and the fact that certain tribes are associated with certain cultural or ethical practices that are not acceptable, it has implications for the way they are molded. Any entity, any author, any institution that is culpable, as far as this is concerned, ought to be blacklisted. They should no longer be allowed to author books.
Certainly, this is a development that TV3 will monitor and keep viewers updated in our subsequent bulletins. If you just tune in, you're watching the morning news on New Day with me, George Quinn. We're live on DSTV channel 279. Now, Ghana is in talks with AstraZeneca to set up a local manufacturing base in Ghana to produce vaccines against future public emergencies. The manufacturers of the recent COVID-19 vaccines, AstraZeneca, are expected to help build local capacity through knowledge and expertise transfer to boost Ghana's local health industry.
Ghana has battled the COVID-19 pandemic, which has taken over 600 lives. Though government has started mass vaccination, the slow pace of arrival of vaccines and the inability of government to acquire large doses of the vaccines will mean some members of the public would have to wait a little longer in order to get vaccinated. At the moment, only frontline workers and essential service providers are receiving the vaccine. Though India recently donated some 50,000 vaccines to Ghana, this is still not enough.
Within the framework of Ghana Beyond Aid agenda, government through the Ministry of Health is in advanced talks with AstraZeneca Industry, the Serum Institute, one of the world's leading discoverers and developers and producers of pharmaceutical products, and a leading manufacturer of the recent COVID-19 vaccines, to set up a local manufacturing base in Ghana in the long term. This will build local capacity through knowledge and expertise transfer to boost the Ghanaian local health industry and put Ghana in a better position to respond to the threats of future public health emergencies.
The Ministry of Health is on a project to promote public health in Ghana by strengthening the domestic supply of personal protective equipment. The project will be implemented by UNIDO in consultation with the Ministries of Health and Trade. The project is in response to the safe strategic objective of the revised National Strategic COVID-19 Response Plan 2020 to 2024. The Japanese ambassador to Ghana, Tsutomu Himenu, reiterated the need to fight the pandemic to protect the public.
The health sector is key because it's not only health is important as such, but a healthy person can contribute to the economy, to the national development. Therefore, we attach the people and government Japan particular emphasis for the health sector, not only because it is important as health, but also it is a key to empowerment.
The project is aligned to the ministry's strategic options for improving public health and socio-economic life for all.
Well, make sure you get vaccinated when it's your turn to do so. On that note, we draw the curtains on this morning's morning news. Remember, you can get more news updates on our website. It's 3news.com. We're going for a quick commercial break. When we come back, my colleagues Bella, Cookie, and Johnny will continue with the rest of the show. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
Imagine being there, right beside Dr. Kwame Nkrumah when he made that famous declaration.
Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever.
Imagine being a member of the cast for the 1960s classic Heritage Africa.
In the name of His Majesty the King, I order you to stop and disperse.
It's Ghana Month once again on TV3, and like we always do in the month of March, we will travel with you through time and help you relive the best times that Ghana has ever experienced through music, old and current hits, documentaries and news stories from independence till now. Iconic Ghanaian movies that will leave you feeling nostalgic. Ghana insights, fashion, food, arts and other cultural expressions, plus interesting facts about the various regions, and there will be more. We will show the world how proud we are online. Welcome to Ghana Month on TV3.
A young cop and his fiancée realizing their lifelong dream together. The daughter of a tycoon, about to launch her dream career, celebrates her birthday with her father. But then, the unexpected happens. The tycoon and the cop's fiancée, framed as lovers. A strange twist of fate brings two opposite worlds together. A series of mysteries will lead them on a road to unravel a web of lies. A breathtaking story of deception, treason, and dark family secrets. Missing diamonds are the clue to surprising revelations. And romance will help them survive. Black Money Love.
Black Money Love shows Monday to Thursday at 8 p.m. only on TV3.
This Sunday on Date Rush.
The guy came No. Do you want me to put my rush off for you? No. I didn't come here for you. I came in for a purpose. So allow me.
But I just like him. He's mine. He's mine.
Aisha's rush is off.
Who off it? It's off.
It's off.
Please, I think this girl is trying to fight me.
So I turned it off spiritually.
Yes.
Yeah, in jail, go how? As a moon didn't want garden. Your rush is off. It
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Too much talk, not the full basket.
The all-new season of Date Rush shows this Sunday at 8 p.m. on TV3. Don't miss it. The all-new season of Date Rush is proudly brought to you by Rush Energy Drink, Carnival Liqueur, Ernest Ointment, Heaven Insecticide Spray and Coil, and Napa Foods, Everpure Purified Drinking Water, Note Cosmetics, Duffy's Ohima Feminine Mixture, Tabia Herbal Mixture, Papa's Pizza.
Oblematesa, ifele omale.
Adababa, duabaje.
You know that you go be my
Who has been grateful?
I don't understand how ministers just.
Sure, me and V, we have our energies aligned.
My mom said I shouldn't be taking things from strangers. Stop it.
Watch Showbiz 360 Friday at 8:30 p.m. on TV3.
Brought to you by BlackRock,
Roma Insecticide Spray and Coil, Fecal Spray Starch, Sasso Insecticide Spray and Coil.
But I'm here to assure you, it takes a grain of wheat to die. And if the grain of wheat doesn't die, it bears fruit but alone. A part of you must die for another part to come together. God, He commands, He demands, and He expects obedience from us. Freedom without limits is addiction. I pray that the Lord will expose you to a big idea about yourself. I pray that the Lord will expose you to a big idea about yourself.
I am Bishop Gordon Kisei of Life International Church, City of Favor, Achimov.
She spins, turns tables. She's the life of the party. And when she switches